You guys, I just realized something. Do you want to know what it is? This is my first video ever, so if I go big or something, yeah, then this will be my first video ever. That's crazy, isn't it? I know it is. Anyways, I just realized another thing while I was just doing this. That'll be my first word ever. Wow, that is crazy. Anyway, this is a story about my first vacation ever. It was a good vacation. Very good vacation. Anyways, it starts with us driving to a campsite outside of Yellowstone. It was a cool campsite and stuff. There's a river with stepping stones. At the time, I was 8, so it was like heaven. After that, we went back to our campsite, packed up our food, because we had heard there was a bear there. Wow, a bear. So my mom, sister, and brother slept in the back of our truck, and me and my dad slept in our tent. So the plan would be my dad would lock the back of the truck, and my mom would yell to unlock the truck. So when we went to bed, she started yelling because it was really cold, because in the mountains it gets like 40 degrees at night. So yeah, it's really cold for summer. And so she was yelling, and we couldn't hear her because it was a really nice night out for sleeping temperatures with our tent and sleeping bags. So anyways, they're in the truck for 8 hours, and it was freezing, and it was a horrible night for them. But for the next day, we drove into Yellowstone, and it was a pretty normal day. I can't really exactly remember that well what happened. We stayed in a cabin at the night, and I remember it was really small and stuff. And you know those, like, commercials of toilet papers, and then the bear, and then they're in the cabin or whatever? Yeah, I was like that, when they're like, we can't stay here. But anyway, we went on a hike and stuff, and then the only memorable moment was when we went to this swimming place that we heard of by our friends that used to work here, and then we were walking through it, and then there was like big mud pots and boiling water crater things that's there, and then all those physical features. I don't know, I'm not a nerd. But if you've ever been there in the highly populated areas in Yellowstone, there's walking paths so the ground doesn't crumble from under you and you don't die. But there wasn't any. So my mom was freaking out on how we're going to die, so my brother and sister were freaking out too. And I was getting nervous, and my dad wasn't, so he went a little further, and he was just messing around, and we were all screaming, and yeah. Then we went back and went to the tourist places again. So yeah, that was fun. So we then left Yellowstone. I realized it took like forever to get out of Yellowstone. It's a massive place. Yeah. So our next stop was in a hotel in Idaho. So we left for Idaho because our next stop was a campsite in Oregon. We were going to stay there and then go to Portland. So we were driving. And so back home in Michigan. And it tastes like Jack when I'm kissing him. Never mind. But we were going. There was a storm back at our place where we live. I'm not going to say where. And my grandma and grandpa were watching the house. So they went to it, and the power had turned off, so the fridge had too. And so there's a bunch of like warm meat and stuff, and it was pretty bad for that. But so he wasn't paying attention, and he took when the highway split, and he took the wrong turn. So 100 miles later, we realized it when we drove into Utah. My dad was triggered. It's 2.5 hour plus original ride. But it didn't really matter. We made it to the next night. Stayed in a cool hotel. The room was amazing and had rooms and stuff. Yeah, we stayed in cheap hotels. And the pool was cool, and then there was like a waterfall thing, and then it was the hot tub. Yeah. And then we stayed at a hotel called the Oregon Trail. It was a pretty cool camping place. I remember it was like really dry. I thought it would be like tropical, like Oregon or whatever. It's sure not tropical really at all. But then we went to Portland the next day. We went to the Museum of Science there. There's Mummy exhibit. And yeah. Went to the kids section. That was fun. We've reached about 4 minutes and 4:20 lol on this video. So I think I'll end it here. I'll make a part 2. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to me, please. I need viewers. Bye. Thank you.